So what do you remember about Dwayne when he was a child growing up?
In terms of basketball?
Well, just like how he was.
It was pretty much the same.
Going down here is D'Lo, layup up, good, and a chance for the trifecta. Now, there's a three ball by D'Lo, good!
In the beginning, he was a football kind of guy. But this is probably because football is big in England.
If you've ever played football in England, it's pretty rough. You're pushing, you're shoving. There's a whole lot to do with it. And I did other sports too. I did capoeira.
I think this instilled discipline and a certain kind of hierarchy.
You have to be really nimble. You have to be agile. You have to be on your toes because it's a Brazilian martial art. I think it helps a lot on the basketball court because I can get into small gaps on the court and just move around and finish around people.
Lends you to listening and being respectful to elders in a certain environment, as well as keeping your focus on certain things and doing them over and over and over. So I think that played a large part.
I wasn't really good growing up, so I had to do a lot of extra stuff to stand out. I'd really have to put in a lot of effort, try and be physical. I really had a bad temper too, so I was really scrappy.
Like a young man, I think he wanted to compete, he wanted to win games, and he came across very aggressive.
Definitely my old coaches, Gary Maitland and Andreas Kapoulas, they did a good job because at the end of the day, they let me know if I want to play the next level, I have to control it because nobody's going to want a guy that's uncoachable or just can't control their aggression all the time.
He just wanted to win, and it was very important for him to learn how to do things on the court and how to be competitive in the right manner, and he definitely developed from those early days in that regard.
Well, Gary Maitland was the one who led him from his school in Chelsea to his school in Harrow. Gary Maitland kind of passed on the baton to Andreas.
I was going to high school in London, playing for Gary Maitland, and I was actually going to stay there for what's called sixth form, my extra 2 years, which I ended up doing in Bristol. I was going to stay there because I really wanted to play for him. He actually came to me and said, hey, I would love to have you here, but ultimately the best thing for you, I think, would be to move on and go over to another school where they had bigger facilities you could play.
He was very positive about him coming to Bristol, and we had a very good relationship with Gary, and those 3 years, I think transitioning to come to Bristol from London really helped him elevate his game.
I'll thank him forever for that because if it wasn't for him almost telling me like you need to move on and go to something better, I wouldn't have actually done it just because I was so comfortable and I felt a high sense of loyalty to him. But him actually pushing me forward and saying, hey, you need to go to other people in order to get better, just shows that good people that have your best interests at heart can help you. And he's always going to be in my circle and he's a great friend and mentor because of that.
When he went to Andreas, he was called on to do extraordinary things. I think this made him grow very quickly.
When I got to Andreas, this was the first time I'd been with a coach that was so X's and O's. He studied the game, he broke down a lot of film with me. He really taught me how to be a guard.
I just loved his competitiveness. You know, I think that kind of aggressive mentality that he has, that for me was very natural to coach. I think as Dwayne developed over the years, he was able to harness and play in a manner where he was able to combine the understanding of the game with that physical aggression that he had as well.
It was like boot camp 101 for me because I was living away from home. I was seeing him every day. I had 2 practices a day with him. So it was really just him putting his knowledge all into me.
NCAA basketball was always a dream of mine. I've always wanted to go over to America, and I'm just excited that I can actually say I'm fulfilling my dream, playing at a very good school and a very good conference. Coach Wardle has a lot of players that have played professionally in Europe and even in the NBA.
So when the opportunity came with Bradley, for him it was a no-brainer. It has been always his aspiration to come and play in the States. For us, you know, at the age of 18, Dwayne had developed a lot with that program, and it was a natural progression for him, really. He was able to play men's basketball with us at club level and to be able to go and do that in the States.
I actually got to visit Bradley University, and when I visited Bradley University, they paid for me and my mom to come, and we just had a phenomenal visit. I loved the campus, I loved the facilities.
When we recruited D'Lo, we got the job in early April. We had a lot of scholarships within 2 weeks, and D'Lo was a young man. We got some film on from his coach.
I really enjoy the coaches and love their philosophy of trying to change a program around.
And we got to bring him over, and in that time you can work out seniors, and so you could put him through an individual workout on his visit. But we fell in love with his personality. You could tell he was a worker and a hard worker and a competitive young man.
And it really sold me on the dream, hey, you're gonna be able to change the program and really have an impact on it. That's something I wanted to do. I didn't want to just come over to another school and be another player. I wanted to have my imprint on the school.
Watching a kid like Dwayne grow, I think now thinking about it, must be rather like maybe going to the river or maybe going to the lake with a toy boat or something. So I think you kind of let it go and just watch over it.
I had to do it. It was something that I wanted to do for the last few years. The thing is, our season runs parallel with the season here in America. But being in his senior year, I felt it had to be done. And it's such a great feeling what he has achieved here in Bradley. There's so much more for him to come. And I felt I had to be here with him. I think he's really appreciative of it. And it means a lot to me as well, to see him where he was at the age 14, 15, and where he is right now.
He came in mature, but now he's leaving a full-grown man now. I've seen him grow, I think, in his work ethic. I've seen him grow in how he handles the little things outside the court. I've seen him grow as a student. He'll be a guy that I think the program will always remember for his motor, his toughness on the floor, but off the floor, his smile, his energy, and being the same guy every day.
Dwayne Lautier-Ogunleye is over 1,000 points for his Bradley career with that triple.
It's phenomenal because I've seen him take this journey. It's awesome because he hasn't fallen off. It's very inspiring having a son like that because he taught me a lot. I mean, I watch him with the coaches, and I learn from the qualities that he has. I'm very grateful that he can stand here and graduate, because that means a lot. That means a lot of time on this journey, a lot of effort on this journey, and to complete it in one piece is great. So to be here, to be at Bradley, to be a part of this new creation, it's very impressive to know that he's done this on his own. I mean, I don't think anything anybody said would have been able to make him do better than this.
The most rewarding part of this game is to play at Carver in front of your fans and make them happy. We put in so much work behind the scenes. That's our opportunity to showcase what we've been doing and what we've been working on. And it's rewarding when you have 10,000 people standing up, screaming support for you and just getting you guys going. It's fun when I get to lift my hands up and get the crowd roaring, or if we get a big and one or block and everyone in the student section just going crazy. It's just a great feeling.